I was confused, and today we're going to do episode 40, what am I saying? 24 of the F1 Fan vs World Series, me F1 Fan, and today we're going to a rather dark Ascari circuit with the Surf Lad who's in his BMW VGT, and I'm in my Volkswagen VGT, if you can see that. Yeah, it should brighten up in a minute. I did set the time at 60 times per real life, so not 6 times per real life, but you know what I mean. So, heading around like a third corner there. That was fourth corner, but still, and fifth, because it's a chicane. The serves run a bit wide, and I can see if I can make her move up the inside. Can't. Still just ahead, but it runs a bit wide again, so I'll make her move up the inside again. Now holding it around the outside, just in case he wants to make a move up the inside, but he gets on the grass a bit. Now I have the lead, well and truly. So, yeah, this is shaping up to be quite a good race. Breaking down into the hairpin, taking a bit wide, but now we're side by side as we exit the hairpin, going down through the back straight, really. That is what you could call it that. We'll give Le Surf a nudge. Didn't think he'd break there, but he did, so yeah, no harm was done. That's all good. As we fly through the fast corner, I made it on the inside, and I ran a bit wide actually. And then he just goes and bungs it off. I wasn't sure if I'd hit him or anything, so I did wait. I think, yeah, I thought I might have hit him off, so just in case, I went for him. So, and around this corner, taking it nice and nicely, except for the serve, runs a bit wide, yeah, and then I probably go and bin it, yeah. Whenever I try to slow down, that usually happens. I know I did yesterday, so that was a bit of a pain, but still. I think the surf waited a bit for me as well, because I did go a hell of a long way off the track, actually. So we fly through the final corner and head on to the last lap. I got a massive run on the surf through that corner. So we fly through the chicane, yeah, just bothered to take it. It's much easier. So it looks like I may have got the run on the surf, but apparently not. I see he's vaguely ahead, but not by a long way. Hopefully the lighting's a bit better now. It's still a bit dark actually. Don't know what that is. Hopefully that'll be better by next race. Sorry about that. The surf runs a bit wide again. Then runs wide at the hairpin again. Gives me a little bit of a nudge. I think he got a bit of oversteer, so I could take the lead. And yeah, I chose this track because, well, basically, I had lots of practice on it. Yeah, that was literally it. I was hoping I'd be relatively good at it. So the surf looks to go for the optimistic, and he's held it. He's held it around the outside. Runs side by side. Not running side by side through there anymore. As he takes the lead. Did a quite a good move. And then I take the lead back. In the same move as on the last lap. And then the surf takes the lead back with a nice little dive up the inside. That was G. I'm trying to look for a way through. I had the speed for that corner, but he was on just the wrong position. Seeing if I can make up any time through that chicane. I made up a little bit, I think. And ran slightly wide through there. Which was annoying, let's just say. As we fly through the final few corners, bounce over the curb, looking to see if I can take an advantage wherever I can. I've only got one more corner to go, and it's flat, so I shouldn't really be able to make up any time. But I've got alongside of him and across the line. Yeah, that was quite a close race in the end. I don't know what the time was. What was it? 0.018. So it wasn't too close, but it was fairly close. So you can't see it there. See, this is how close it was. Yeah, that's all it was. Once again, another really close race. Don't know when the next race is. Things at Willow Springs. So, turns out The Big Willow, not Big Willow, the Willow Springs race was a bit naff, so I could do it. I'm going to Matterhorn short track. Yeah, the really short track. Don't know how many laps we ended up doing. I think it was 6. So yeah, there was some connection difficulties as I got disconnected. Yeah, from my own room. Go figure. Don't ask how that works. But I had an extremely tuned Volkswagen as I spin off as well as the Surf. So uh, yeah, that one will. My Golf, it's not Golf, but my Volkswagen was built insanely. It had insane acceleration. Just about held that on, and the Surf did a very good job of avoiding. Oh my god, that face! It creeped me out like hell. Oh, did you see that? What the hell was that? That creeped me out. Oh, oh my god. Okay, whatever. The Surf gets it a bit wrong coming through that corner, so I'm up the inside. I didn't touch him there, he just got a bit of a slide. So I can take full advantage. Now we're both catching up with Denser Golf. The Surf's right behind me. I think he was going for the outside line, but I just held the outside line because I thought he'd be going for it. So I bump off the wall and pretty much bin it. Yeah, my golf was good around this track. Can't say it wasn't, but it wasn't exactly the easiest thing to control with that sort of acceleration. So I'm like many seconds down on lap 5. So yeah, good drift. He drifts it around that corner. Yeah, I think this is quite a good drift path for him actually, which is kind of funny. He's catching Denser Golf ever so slightly. Denser Golf bins it. It looks like. Well, he held it. I have caught up quite a lot actually. I was hoping to see if I can make a dive. The Surf's trying to make a move around the outside, but that's never going to work. Head across the line. Yeah, that wasn't bad. That yeah. That face though. God, that creeped the hell out of me. And I come home in last. I don't know, I wasn't that far behind. I was only 4 seconds. Okay, that was, but that's the point. So yeah, next race, don't know where it's gonna be. Maybe. Right, so we're going to the Autumn Ring Mini. Yeah, I don't know why I chose this. I think it was because I could have done so well in the last one, but I didn't. Make an awesome start against the Jaguar, because the Jaguar's a bit slow. So yeah, it looked like it's going to be just me and Surf and I, whatever the hell you want to say. He's once again in the Subaru, and I'm once again in my Volkswagen GTI VGT thing. Yeah, there are only 4 laps around here, so it should be a bit shorter. I think it was a bit longer in the end. So the Surf runs a bit wide, and I can make a dive up the inside and then hold it off the outside and take the position. Yeah, that wasn't a bad move, actually. I was surprised I could hold that when I first finished it. I'm not surprised I can hold it, but I was surprised that I managed it. The Surf's looking for the optimistic, and he's held it. And he succeeded with it. I'm looking for a cutback, but I've got to go right around the outside, which is never going to happen, especially with such a grippy car like the Subaru ahead. Denser Golf was holding up his position here. I didn't realise he was quite that close behind for the race. Tried to do the same move again, can't quite get it. As we fly around the final corner once again. Was that only 4 laps? No, 6 laps. Oh, my mistake. So, Denser Golf is just there, well, he was just there. I think that was where he started to give up a bit. We're flying around these corners. I've caught up to the Surf again. I'm going to see if I can take him by surprise, and then Denser Golf completely goes and loses it into a barrier, so that was pretty much his race over. I make a dive up the inside of the Surf. I didn't realise it was quite that slidey, and binned it right into his side. Not binned it, but you know. Now I'm looking for the optimistic running outside. but I know that won't happen, so I try to get the cutback, but I might have held back for the cutback bit of that for too long. That made no sense whatsoever, in fact. So I'm gonna just try and stick with him, see if we can do something before the end of the race. Because this is quite a hard track to overtake on. If you have two good cars like this that can handle like fly to duct tape, then sure, I'll keep that as it. No, then you can get some good overtakes. But with some slidey cars, you can't really. Best overtaking opportunity is definitely down in the first corner, which I used wisely there. The Surf's looking to make a move now on my favourite move spot, the mine run wide on the racing line. Actually, I didn't realise that until like then, because my car gripped quite well, so I just held it basically up the inside. I went a bit wide there, and the Surf took the position back. I think this is the final lap. Is this final lap? Yeah, it is. So I'm looking for the optimistic Randy outside once again. Managed it in one. Oh no, maybe not. The Surf's still there, but he's just trying to get wide. Just a bit too much. And now I have the lead on the final lap. He's still looking like he's going to try and make a dive somewhere. He's in that sort of diving mood. And there we go, there's a dive. He's up the inside? No, he's not up the inside. I take that corner pretty well actually, but the Surf's looking deceiving dive across the line. And across the line. No. What was the time there? 0.065. So another stupidly close finish with the Surf. So well played, well played. Yeah, that was. I was surprised at just how much acceleration that thing had out of the final corner. I was thinking, nah, there's no way that's gonna get anywhere near winning. But they did, and that was a very good race. Started that a bit early, didn't it? So yeah, now we're going to Tryon Mountain, because Circuito de Roma track race thing I just did was a bit boring. I know for a fact that this one's a good race. It's the 500 pp International Non-Racing Car Battle. That's a mouthful. And I'm in a Lamborghini Reventon, or Reventon, depending on what country you're from. Yeah, I managed to drop this to 500 pp on sports soft tyres, and you might think it would be an extremely badly handling car, but as it turns out, it's sports soft tyres and Lamborghini Reventon work surprisingly well at 500 pp, so I ain't gonna complain. So yeah, I don't know what size room this was. I think it was like 12. Let's see. 12, yeah. See, I'll get that for this. But Minnock in his golf got a bit wrong ahead, so he got a penalty. I can just take that position, and it also meant I could catch up easily to the guys ahead who had been affected by the penalty. Getting a bit sideways going through the hairpin onto the tunnel. The green NSX gets a bit wrong. There's a Suzuki GSX something rather ahead. Jalfa and I just whizzed past it on either side, so felt a bit dwarfed probably in the middle. I take the hairpin a bit wide out the other side. Jalfa can make up that position again, which I had taken from it. Also Lamekinen in the blue Suzuki got made up an opportunistic move because I didn't even know he was there. Running side by side with the NSX down to the hairpin. The Suzuki makes a dive at the inside, but the problem is he held it. So yeah, that was a good move by the Suzuki as we head on to the final lap. Getting very sideways through there. I get a bit of a tank slap going, but I surprised myself when I held it off. So those spinners for me. As for up ahead, well, that went well. Overshot that corner quite significantly. Reds, Colo and Jalfa got away with that quite luckily. I wouldn't mind taking Reds Colo off because he was a bit of a rubbish driver, literally driving into you on the straights. You can't even deny that wasn't him. unless you built a jelly car, but jelly cars don't go that fast. But that's not the point. Anyway, going on to the final straight. I'm a bit behind this lead group. Sincadet in the NSX gets, don't know, I think he got a penalty actually. And so he just decided, nah mate. As Jalfa gets up ahead of Minuk, who did sideswipe him. There's no try to, he just did. I just make it up the inside of Minuk in his golf. Then I hold the outside line from him. I ain't gonna let him on the outside by probably running into the wall. Didn't realise he had run into the wall at some point, so I just lost a lot of time, which I could have used to make up a new Jalfa. There's a car on the inside there too. Don't know what that was all about. He was just sitting there. Guess he kind of gave up. But yeah, Red Cola up ahead, just trying to take off Jalfa, but didn't quite succeed. So he's going to shortcut the final corner. He got ghosted, so no harm was done. But even so, that was a noob move. And so yeah, that was quite a good, intense race. I would like to do more of those because they're really fun. I might just do that. Don't know where the next race is actually. It's what I did yesterday as well. Can't remember. So for this race, penultimate race, we're going to Monza. On a Peugeot 908 LMP FAP thing. Serving Mazda 787B Stealth Bomber. As we go into the first corner and Surf gets good corner. I get a bit of oversteer on the exit, which I did get from this car, which was very annoying. So yeah, we decided to, well, LeSurf decided to have an LMP race. I thought, yeah, sure, why not? So we did, and yeah, it turned out to be quite a good race. LeSurf got it a bit wrong there. I decided to make it a 4-lap race. Don't know why I did that, but it worked fine. Because it was a bit long in the end, but it was fine. So yeah, heading through the Lesmo, the second Lesmo. Was that, are they in the Lesmos? I think they're the Lesmos. Or is it the ones that, no, the ones that Suzuka and Degnu on me. Yeah, no, I'm trying to make a dive up the inside of the surf. I couldn't quite get there in time, so I had to abort and jump onto the grass. But that wasn't too painful. Or was hurting the making of that. That makes no sense. So running down into Parabolica, the final corner. Got a bit of a kick on the exit, didn't I? No, I thought I did. Powered around that quite nicely. Just jumping in a surf slipstream, because that helps with speed stuff. Fly into the first chicane. We both run a bit wide. I take more of an advantage out of it to jump over the humps at the on the behind the apex, but that's not the point. Flying through Curva Grande, I believe it's called. That's flat. It's just flat. It's a great corner to go through in these sort of things. Get a bit of a kick on the exit of that chicane number 2. Into Lesmo 1. There's only just ahead actually, it's not that far. Lesmo 2. Get a bit run wide. Yeah, I speak English proper like me. That was actually almost a good sentence, but it wasn't, not by a long shot. So anyway, running through Ascari, trying to make a move, but couldn't because he was just too far ahead. So I might have been able to make a move on the exit, but apparently not. Just gonna jump into a slipstream for the Parabolica. Do get that a bit wrong, which loses me like a good second of time, which is very annoying because it was shaping up to be a very close battle. So on to lap 3. That was very quick, was that? Very quick. Yeah, these cars do go. As I get a bit of a slide oversteer and just kind of run into that wall. on the exit of the first corner. Yeah, that was annoying with this car. Just oversteer from the back end when you try to accelerate a corner. I'm not sure if it's called oversteer, but don't see why it wouldn't be called oversteer. Either way, the surf did wait for me a bit. Didn't get it severely wrong into the third corner. So yeah, that was good of him. Running through Lesmo 1, couldn't do anything. Run through Lesmo 2, once again, couldn't do anything. Running down the back straight, one of the many back straights of Monza. Technically, you could have 2. Looking to see if looking like I can make a move up the inside. And I can, because the circle had a bit of the grass, so he had to back out of it. I ain't gonna complain, let's just say. So it's a good run out of Ascari, and I accidentally spin. I didn't mean to run into him, but I did. Yeah, that wasn't intentional. Just got the grass a bit too much, then tried to steer back onto the track, and then I hit the surf and spun. Yeah, so what sort of lead does he have? The last time around it was 0.093, but now he's got a 3.8 second lead onto the final lap. That looks promising for me. Flying through the first corner, get a bit of a slide. I was thinking if I'm going to catch him, I'm going to have to nail this final lap. Fly through the fast corner, and he's going to have to make some sort of a little mistake too. Otherwise, we've just got no hope in hell. So cut those corners nicely, get a good exit. Going into Lesmo 1. I've caught up quite a lot actually, because he's just there now, and I'm just there. Going through Lesmo 2, catching him so slightly again. I think I can just about get into slipstream from here, which is very handy. Heading down to Ascari, and very quickly, as it turns out. It gets a nice exit, but it just seemed a bit too far back. I was thinking if I'm going to make a move, it's going to have to be down into Parabolica, but could be slightly too late, as I don't get the move, and then I have to back out because I felt it twitch. So he gets the good run again, as run to the final straight. The finish line isn't there, but it's just there. It was a bit further back actually. So yeah, he did win in the end of the lap, and that was a fairly good race. Yeah, if only it could be a bit closer to that. Yeah. I reckon if the straight was like a few hundred more meters, could have been another closest finish ever, but alas, it wasn't. The final race, I know for a fact, is at Capering, the full thing. So, Capering. We decided it was going to be an LMP race, and then 2 others joined, so we kept it as an LMP race, so it was just us 2 in the race. I got an amazing start in my Escudo. It was no doubt, well, no surprise really. Jumped into 2nd place. City, who was in the previous race, but which I didn't actually show, is back in the room because he left, and the Surf's still in the room along with this other guy in a Renault. So it's a bit wrong finish, okay, just a tad. Yeah, City. What do I say about City? It seems like it seems cool. No, but I think he only got the game fairly recently, so not exactly best in it. Don't know why the Renault moved over there. He did. I don't know why he did. I'm up ahead. Where am I? I'm in darkness. Fallen into darkness. There I am. Because that was pretty much ending the action for a while. I just about managed to miss the pit wall there. That was very close. Could have pretty much killed my car and the driver. Get a bit cut through there. Get a bit of a slide through there. Do hang on to it though. and then probably go and bin it here. But I missed the wall. Unlike the surf, who did run into the wall quite badly, which was annoying for him. I ain't gonna complain. The flight towards the big jump, where many a thing has happened before. You probably get massive airtime through there. That's quite large. That's quite insane, really. But flying through this corner, looking to see if I can make up some time with him, or if, even if he's gonna make some time up with me, I get it a bit wrong to the final bit, where it suddenly stops being banked, and I get a spin into a wall. That one was evil, that lump. Because I know there's a slight crest there, but that was just an evil slight crest. It just lifted me up so much. Get run for the final corner actually, into slipstream, see if I can make it just a tad, an ounce of time. Bringing it down into the first corner. He's a fair distance ahead. He's made up all this time in that one lap. So he done quite well. I was surprised that 787B wasn't as twitchy as it really should have been. All my LMP cars, for one of them, is no, as I make a dive up the inside. Actually, there. It was a nice move. Then get the exit. He was up the inside, but I just powered back because this has insane acceleration. The surfer could go for the optimistic. My car couldn't hold that sort of line with him out wide at that sort of speed, so I didn't touch him or anything. But he did run off the track quite severely. Take that corner kind of nicely actually. I didn't realise he was quite that close. Might have spun off quite a bit, and I planted it in a wall on the way back on. Yeah, that was my fault entirely. And since it was last lap, the surf's like, nah mate, I didn't do that, so off I go. Yeah, so I placed it off catching up, yeah. I don't know what the gap was. It, what? 3 seconds down to the surf actually, you know, which is very annoying. There you go. It was just. I don't know if you can see that, but he did just go. Get a nice run through there actually, and then get a nice landing on curve. I was pushing so hard through this circle bit. The amount I must have made up through this bit probably wasn't actually that much. It was probably only like a second. But the surf's gone wrong, and I plow into the back of him. Yeah, that was not intentional. I get a bad J-turn there. I got facing backwards. Did let him catch back up. Didn't let him in the lead, mind you, as he does take the lead. Sorry, I had to pause that there because I had to sneeze. He's taking the lead around the outside. That was a good move. We're heading into the final corner, and I've taken the lead back from an insanely dive up the inside, heading down onto the final bit of the track and across the line. You know how I said that .006 was 9 was close before? I just scribbled it right there. How's .006 do for? Yeah, new closest finished right there. Yeah, that. Sorry, I got a bit of blocked nose. Don't know why or how or anything. Let's just look how close that was. It wasn't as close as it looks. It was closer than it does look, in fact, because these cars were going at such phenomenal speeds. It was good 200 miles an hour across the line. So the gap, literally the gap, would be larger. So yeah, that was the gap. It was fairly close. It wasn't the closest looking gap ever, but as I say, the speed was real. If we go back just a bit, because that was an insanely quick last corner. I'm just going to dive on board with the surf, who gets ploughed into the back by me. I'm surprised I got a better J-turn there. so that's fine. Then this wait for the optimistic. I was like, nah, how did you do that? I was thinking it was all over there, but then he took a little bit of a wide line. I was surprised I got a cut back. I got the good acceleration, but then the speed came back. And then there's the line. He's just a bit ahead. I so thought he was going to get me there. It was incredibly close. They're literally 0.6, 0.006. Yeah, that was a good race. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Got the new best closest finish. Was that a third of closest finish? Third close finish in this video. Biggest of which was 0.06 something rather. Yeah. We had some close races, let's just say. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it was quite a long one. But I'm afraid that's gonna be it. So thank you for watching and goodbye.